because I was so, I had this dream to come to Hollywood, and I was trying to sneak in the back door, and I figured, well, how do you get to Hollywood? Oh, is there anything going on in Boulder? No showbiz. Oh, but there is this recording studio up in Netherlands, 8,000 feet above sea level, and we're always already in the Mile High City, and I'm in Boulder, which is, the air is very thin up there, by the way. But I tried to get into the ranch. The Caribou Ranch is a famous recording studio where John Lennon and Elton John recorded, Michael Jackson. And I went up there one day. I drove my car all the way up, and the guards were at the gate with guns, and they said, we can't let you in here. Who are you? So I went back down to the business school. I was head of the Speakers Bureau in the College of Business. And I said, well, I'm going to invite some record promoters to come speak. So I invited Barry Fay, who was the concert promoter in Denver, and Chuck Morris, the head of Tulagis. He owned Tulagis on the Hill, famous nightclub, where all, the Eagles would play, and Gerard and Dan Fogelberg and all these different bands at the time. And so they came and spoke for me, and serendipitously, right after the speaking, the whole business school is applauding, and they go, hey, why don't you come to dinner with us at the Red Lion Inn? And I said, sure. So I went up with them, and who is sitting there but the owner of Caribou Ranch at the other table? He comes over to say hi, sits down with us, and he said, hey, have you been to the ranch? And I went, no. Would you like to come up? Yes. And he offered me a job. So I got to work there in the winter of my junior year leading into senior year. And that's when my first assignment was to pick Billy Joel up at the airport. And he was doing his first album. And so RCA gave him like $80,000 to do an album. And he was married to a woman named Elizabeth Joel at the time. And so I'm picking him up. I don't know how to drive a four-wheel drive. It's suburban. I'm pretending I can do everything. I don't know it. And I get up there and I crash the entire van into a snowbank. And I get fired. And Billy fought for me to get my job back. I mean, he went to Jimmy and he goes, you can't fire this girl. She's wearing a midriff top and she looked, we were really we were young girls in those days, could get away with a lot of murder, but I was extremely goody. And then I got to pick up Joni Mitchell at the airport, and Blue was my favorite album. I love the Circle Game. It was that era, And she gets in the car in the van with me, puts her guitar to the right, scoots over, and our knees are touching. And she's talking to me about love and marriage and romance. And by the time we got back to the ranch, she was my mentor. She taught me everything I need to know about her. She was madly in love with John Garrett at the time, who was the head of LA Express. He was recording up there. She came up to visit. And then I met Linda McCartney's brother, and started dating Dennis Wilson briefly. And then I got to serve tacos to Carole King. And I met Bobby Lamb in Chicago.